Yo, what's going on people? Siege Sippy here and welcome to my thoughts and impressions on the Battlefield 1 beta. Now, there was an open beta that did happen a little while ago and I decided to get myself involved. Just wanted to see what the game was saying, and overall, I must say, I did enjoy it. So I'm just going to give you my general views. And please note, this is purely based on my personal opinions. So if I say something that's incorrect, or you don't agree with me, then my bad in advance. But without further ado, let's get into this. So the Battlefield 1 beta came with two modes. Those modes were Conquest, where you capture and hold objective points in various areas of the map, and Rush, where you and your team either have to attack or defend an objective point. One main thing stuck out for me while playing this beta, and that was the fact that although the game is set in a different time period, it still felt like a Battlefield game. It was refreshing yet similar in terms of we're dealing with different weapons. It's not modern weapons, it's historic, and it's the same with the vehicles. The vehicles are historic. So it's all about adjusting to what we can use to our arsenal while still having the same Battlefield elements that people know and love today. There was a particular implementation that was brought into this Battlefield game that did catch me by surprise, but at the same time, it's very welcoming, and that was the use of the dynamic weather. Reason being is that the dynamic weather actually forces you to constantly think on your feet and alter your playing style. At any given point, you can be hit with either torrential rainfall or a sandstorm, and what that does is that it forces the player to constantly be on the move. You will never ever get too comfortable because the dynamic weather will force you to alter your playing style. The unpredictability of the weather in turn allows the map to feel more dynamic, mainly due to the fact that there will be changes and you don't know what weather you're going to experience. Another implementation that I noticed was the destruction. What I like about the destruction is that it promotes engagement and it demotes camping. It kind of forces you to engage with enemies one-on-one more, because if you're camping in a building, you can get a simple tank that can come, shoot the building, and that's it, you're dead because the rubble has fallen on top of you. So camping is not exactly the wisest thing you can do in Battlefield 1. And let's be honest, who really likes campers? You don't like it when you're running around and then that's it, you get shot dead and you have no idea where the person shot you from, all because they were camping. So I say hold tight dice for finding a way to demote that. Now, one particular aspect of the game that I did find quite interesting was the introduction of horses. Now, horses can be used to travel from one part of the map to another, just like a vehicle of course. However, the interesting bit is when it comes to combat. Now, when you're on a horse, you can both shoot and do melee attacks. When it comes to shooting, personally I wasn't feeling it because the gun that you're provided with, you can only shoot one bullet at a time, and if you miss your target, you have to reload. That makes you exposed and vulnerable for the reload period, and I wasn't really feeling that. However, when it came to melee attacks, you're provided with a sword, and one swing of the sword, if you connect with your target, is instant death. Now, in saying this, a kill is not guaranteed, as if your target sees you coming, they have the opportunity to duck to the ground and miss the swing of your sword. So sometimes it's better to make sure they don't see you coming or just be really precise. And in saying that, this now leads me to the faults I encountered while playing the Battlefield beta. Again, talking about the horses, what I realized is that they take far too long before they go down. These horses can take bullets. I'm talking more bullets than 50 Cent. For instance, you could be shooting a target that's on a horse, so of course it's going to be easier said than done to take him down because he's in motion. But you'd be thinking, surely a couple bullets should take down the horse at least. That is not the case though. That is just simply not the case. You are going to empty clips before the horses go down, and personally, I think that should be tweaked before the main game drops. I also kept coming across a weird glitch at times. I kept coming across players having their backpacks swinging around them, so it looked weird. It kept looking like people were shooting and hula hooping at the same time, but I'm sure that will be sorted out in time for the game's main launch. But the main issue I had regarding this game was with the servers. My goodness, the amount of foolishness I went through. From the launch of the open beta, I was unable to connect to the servers for a good 2.5 days. Eventually, I was able to connect to the servers, but I was unable to jump in the game. My matchmaking was pretty much not there. It was not on point. It was just non-existent, let's put it that way. Eventually, I was able to jump in the game, but then I encountered another issue. If I wanted to jump to a different game mode, it was just not going to happen. For instance, I'd finish a game of Conquest, and I would like to try a game of Rush. So I tried to jump in a game of Rush, and it just won't happen to me. The matchmaking is just not happening. So I'll try to jump back in a game of Conquest. Once again, it's not allowing me. I would have to close the application completely, relaunch it before I can jump in a game, and that was very frustrating. However, at the end of the day, it was during the beta process, so things like this need to happen now so it doesn't happen when the official game releases. But yeah, overall, I did have fun with this beta. I was thoroughly entertained. I will get myself a copy, I just don't know when. Definitely not on launch, but I'll get myself a copy at some point. And I hope you guys did like this kind of video. I'm trying to bring a variety to my channel, so I'm just not doing the same old. But yeah, once again, if you did like this video, then please hit me with that like button. And if you like what I'm bringing to my channel, then please subscribe. Until then, I'm gonna catch you guys in the next video. Safe.